Hey, what's up? What's up? This your man over Jay Parker, aka Coach. Man, welcome to this video. I'm very excited about what I'm gonna be sharing with you guys today, man. I've been here, you know, journaling today, studying today. I knocked off my exercises, and I'm really excited about life right now. And I want to share something with you guys. I'm always looking for things and information that I believe can allow you guys to be able to start to expand your capacity and then just take things to the next level to max out your life. And if you're not studying, man, if you're not studying every day, if you're not renewing your mind every day, if you're not reading every day, if you're not sitting down and auditing your life every day and really being very mindful and conscious about who you are and where you're at in your life, man, you're missing out. And one of the things that you have to really, really grasp a hold of is that your most valuable asset in your life is your time. We all are blessed with the same amount of time every day, 24 hours a day. But how is it that different individuals produce massively different results with that same block of time? And it's all because of intention. It's all because of focus. It's all because of what we commit and decide to put our time or invest our time into. And that's kind of what I'm gonna be hitting on today. I have a lot of things going on here. I'm in the process of doing some things, and yeah, I just got a lot I want to share with you guys. First of all, let's talk about the whole, mindset thing. Let's talk about the whole mental game. All right, if you look at your life right now and you're not happy, if you're not happy with your relationships, if you're not happy with your finances, with your level of wealth, if you're not happy with the home you live in, the job you work at, whatever, you know, one thing I'm going to go ahead and share with you, and some of you might not like this, but it's your fault, okay? You're responsible for every result in your life. When you look around, you have to understand thoughts produce reality, right? Because we have a tendency either to act or not act upon what we think. And so everything in your life right now is the sum total of your thought process, your beliefs, and your actions to this point. One of the things I hate to hear is people really whine about their circumstances because you're not a victim, okay? Everything in your life you created, either intentionally or unintentionally. Now, that's a cool thing because if you know that you are the owner of your results, if you created those results, you can change them. If you approach your life from a victim mindset where it's all about some other third party entity or some other thing or event, then you have no control over your life. But if you understand that everything in your life is your doing, okay, it's your fault, then you can change it. So if you're winning and succeeding in your life, okay, good. If you're not winning or succeeding, that's okay still, okay? You can change it. And so one of the most powerful strategies to changing your life is to expand your capacity to think different. See, if you want to become somebody different tomorrow, you can't do it with the same way you thought yesterday. So the first thing you have to do is you have to look at your mind and say, okay, look, my programming up until this point, my mental programming has allowed me to reach this particular position or level in my life. And if I'm going to go to the next level, if I'm going to go to the next version of myself, then I'm going to have to expand my capacity of how I think. And how do you do that? In the Bible, it talks about renewing your mind. In personal development, peak performance, we talk about just studying, right? All high achievers out there, all wealthy individuals, I say the majority of wealthy individuals, the majority of high achievers, I'm not going to say all right, they subscribe to a daily regimen of renewing their mind, and that's called reading. They set aside 30 minutes, an hour a day, and they read. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, reads an average of 8 hours a day. Okay, the average CEO, the average high achiever out there, They read an average of one book a week. And we're not talking about fiction. We're not talking about that. We're talking about anything on mindset, skill set, aptitude. You understand what I'm saying? They're reading things that are going to expand them as a person. The average person reads 2 fiction books a year. The average CEO, multimillionaire, billionaire, high achiever reads 1 book a week. Okay, so what does that tell you? It tells you that if you want to play at a different level, if you want to compete at a different level, if you don't like your reality, then you're going to have to become somebody different. You're going to have to recreate, all right, reprogram your mind. All right, your body, your bank account can't go where your mind hasn't went. So in order to manifest a different level of existence, you have to become a different person on the inside, right? And you do that by reading. So you might be asking yourself, okay, Orville, how can I go about this process of doing this? I tell everybody, take baby steps. Don't sit down and try to read a book a day. Don't try to sit down and read a book in one sitting. When I coach the people that I'm mentoring in my mastermind group on is breaking it down to small daily habits and disciplines. Okay, so you'll take a book. Okay, I'm gonna show you a few books that I added to my library here recently. Okay, if you're new to my videos, I have over 1,900 books in my library. Okay, all on personal development, peak performance, no fiction. All right, there's nothing wrong with fiction books, but I just don't do it. I do business, health, finances, all this kind of stuff. All right, so these are books that I've added to my library recently, like in the last couple of months. Okay, this book I've already read. Very powerful book, Max Out Your Life by Ed Mylett. This guy is worth about $400 million. Very, very powerful guy. He loves the Lord, businessman, good family man, okay? If you haven't had a chance to read this book, I'm going to challenge you to go get the book, okay? It's a small read, right? This right here, 24 Keys to Bring Complete Success. Again, another multimillionaire, Paul J. Meyer, okay? If you've been around business any time, they call him the godfather of personal development. I think his family fortune is right around 500 million or something like that. Okay, 24 Keys that Bring Complete Success. This is what I'm currently reading right now. All right. John C. Maxwell, which is the top leadership guru out there. If you ever heard of 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, okay, that's John Maxwell. Most of your top organizations, your churches, your companies out there, they actually put their executives through a lot of his training and stuff. Okay, so I picked this up. Put your dream to the test. 10 questions to help you see it and seize it. All right. Another John Maxwell book. All right, Talent is Never Enough. Discover the choices that will take you beyond your talent, okay? And last but not least, I got a book by my man, Anit Singhal. Okay, this guy is a businessman. I think his company does about $50-60 million a year. I've been learning a lot from this guy. I picked up his book. I subscribe to a lot of his software and things like that. I'm using them in my business. And it's called Escape. All right, the 4 stages of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Okay, so what am I trying to show you guys? I'm trying to show you guys my process, all right? This year I've been blessed, okay, in the last year to really take some big steps in my life. In my career, in my job, in my living standards. We've been able to buy this home that we just bought. I've been able to launch the mastermind group, and I've had all these ideals and concepts downloaded to my mind, from God over this time of studying, man. I mean, he's shown me a lot of things over this last year. And I have a lot of things that's in the process. My relationships are a lot better, with my wife, my kids, had a lot of impact out here. But this is the thing. I understand my personal potential. Okay, I understand the potential that God has hidden inside of me. And so my commitment is unlocking as much of its potential as I can and leveraging and utilizing it as much as I can before I leave planet Earth, right? And so I've been on this, man. I've been on this craze. For the last 3 years, I've been reading a lot of books. I probably read the equivalent of 1 book a week myself. And I'm just leveling up. And the thing that I keep understanding is, the thing that I keep going back to, that I'm trying to keep in the front of my mind and create an understanding is that There are no limitations in my life or your life. The only limitations we have is right here. Okay? And so, in order for you to go to the next level, you're going to have to do something different than what you did yesterday. The first thing I'm going to challenge you guys is to subscribe to a healthy daily regimen of reading. Read 30 minutes a day. You might be like, oh, if I got a busy life. I got a busy life, all right? And I'm going to show you how to do it. Get up 30 minutes earlier. Start your day off reading, feeding your mind. Take your lunch break. Turn that into learning time. Read. If you drive to and fro to work, instead of you getting a physical book, get an audio book. Turn your drive time into your learn time. Okay? So let's just show you something. If you were to get up 30 minutes a day earlier, you can read 30 minutes. Take your lunch break or your two 15-minute breaks and read. That's another 30 minutes. If you have a 15-minute commute to work and a 15-minute commute home, that's another 30 minutes. So you've just identified and found an hour and a half of your time that is really dead time right now. Most people be on Facebook, they be texting, they be watching YouTube on their breaks. Get rid of that. If you're not where you want to be at in your life, you don't have time for all that. Invest your time in study. So that's it right there. You can actually steal time in order to learn. You just have to get creative how you do it. I know some people like to chunk. What they'll do is they'll wait till like a day that they have off and they'll go ahead and put your hours in, whatever way you do it. But one of the things I do want you to understand is that you need to do it. One of the best investments that you can make in your life, better than your stock investments, better than real estate, is investing in yourself. Taking your mindset to the next level, taking your skill sets to the next level. Make sense? All right. Now, the other tool that I think that everybody needs to try, it's something that I've been doing for the last, I think, 2 years now. I have a private mastermind group that I've been teaching these strategies to. I'm not the author. People have been doing this process here for hundreds of years, all the way back to George Washington and stuff. It's the process of journaling. Okay, what you see here, I'm going to show you my journal entry for the day. Okay, what you see here is my journal. Every day I do a journal. I try to do it at the beginning of the morning. I try to create a ritual where I start my day off. And this is called a bookend. I'll start off strong and I'll finish strong with some type of process. All right, so here's my journal for the day. And inside my journal, okay, you're going to see, let me kind of see if you guys can really see it. But these are just different pages, okay? And every day I go in and do a journal, right? And I have about 7 of these that I have scattered throughout the house that I use, okay? So today, the way I do in my journal, I always start my day off with my personal mission statement. Every day I'm constantly growing towards my maximum potential while helping others become the best version of themselves. That's my guiding principle about my life. That's why I compare or filter my whole life through. If it's not successfully doing that, then I'm not including it in my life, okay? That allows me to take a very broad life and narrow it down to what's important. That's my reason why. It's my mission statement, okay? Then I do a gratitude list. I usually try to do one at least 5 items on my gratitude list, okay? And then I do affirmations. I am blessed. I'm blessed coming in, blessed going out. I am prosperous. I am wealthy. I'm healthy. I'm a good father. I'm a good dad. I'm a good problem solver. I bring a lot of value to the world. Things like that. I do my declarations or my affirmations. Okay, then I always have a quote of the day that I use. And this quote I take and I meditate on it throughout my day. Then what I usually do is I usually write my wins or my losses from yesterday. I take an assessment and an audit of my performance. How did I do? And I try to find one thing that I can list that I lost at and then one thing that I won at. Okay, another thing that I do is I usually do my target list, and these are my to-do items. Okay, I used to have this huge to-do list, but reading this book about a couple years ago about to-do list, one of the things the author was talking about was shortening your to-do list. So now I'll do a to-do list that's usually about an average of 5 to 8 items, and that's what this is right here. Now, this is the thing. With this whole journaling process, this is a very powerful process to be mindful and conscious and to have a constant pulse on how you're doing. So what I do is I take everything that I'm reading and I read, right? Then I try to extract from my read, and then I try to see how can I use this in my life, and then I intertwine it in my life. But with the journaling system and the reading system, both of those are what we call a growth mechanism. All right. As I expand my capacity by reading, I'm constantly writing, right? I'm constantly managing my growth and my performance in a journal. So when I get done with the week, I'm a different person, a radically different person than who I was the week before. Why? Because I've sat down and spent about an average of an hour a day reading and feeding my brain. Every day, I created a systematic way of taking action and grading myself, right? Okay, action. And so I'm different to who I was the week before that. Now, if you want to get to a deeper level, this is what I went out and bought last week. Okay, this is a bigger journal. Now, this journal here is going to be strictly for my studying and my reading because I want to be able to go back and open that journal up and be able to easily identify, you know, information that can change my life and be able to use it, right? So that's what I'm doing there. All right, so the other thing, what else can you do to go to the next level? Okay, you know, we're at the end of the year and we're getting ready to go into another year in about a month, okay? So what else can you do to go to the next level? You know, I was telling somebody about this day, I think it was my son, that your environment is everything. You know, one of the things we did when we bought this house, we bought a house that fit into the criteria of the type of environment that we wanted. You know, we got it in a certain location, in a certain subdivision, because when I look out my window, I want to be inspired, right? So, you know, we don't have the biggest house in a subdivision. We don't have the smallest, all right? You follow what I'm saying? We have a nice size home, all right? But when I look out my back door, I'm inspired because there's bigger homes out there, right? And I know some of you guys are not into this kind of thing, but my potential is unlimited, you know, and I want to give my family all that God wants me to give them, all right? So I'm constantly trying to raise my vision and that ceiling on how I'm thinking, all right? So anyway, environment. When I walk out my door, I'm happy with our neighborhood, our subdivision. There are people that are doing things in their lives. They're engaged. They're working on their yards. They're jogging. They're walking their dogs. They're spending time with their kids. They're improving their homes, you know, environment. Inside of our home, we try to create an environment of growth and positivity. One of the things that me and my wife are doing is we're actually taking and we're decorating our home with quotes and scriptures and stuff. You know, we're doing it you know, we're getting the ones that look really good. But everywhere you turn in our house, you're going to be inspired, right? You know, we try to create an environment of love and peace and family in our home. Is it always that way? Nah. No. My wife has attitudes. No, I'm just playing. You know, we all have attitudes. I have attitudes. My wife, my boys and stuff. We're humans. You know, we're a real family. But we try to create an environment of family and positivity in our home. You know, somebody asked me one day, they said, well, why did you put your library, your office at the front of the house? And I told them, because I want people to know who they are dealing with when they step in our home. All right? Why would I have a TV there? Okay. Why would I have that there? Why would I have an empty room with just a couple of couches or this? You understand what I'm saying? No, I have a library because I want people to understand who they are dealing with this family. All right, so environment. Okay, another part of your environment is who you hang out with. You know, they'll tell you that your net worth is always gonna be the sum total of your 5 closest friends. You know, broke people usually hang out with broke people. And one of the things I learned about the wealthy is that they keep it congruent. All right, they move around and hang with people that are on their level or higher. See, my whole process in 2019, you know, in this next year, is that I'm going to actually be positioning myself and placing myself, you know, in circles and around individuals that are way here. They're way above me in mindset and influence that they have out there in the world, wealth creation. And I want to get around them so I can stretch. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm changing my environment that way, you know, and that's something that you have to think about. If you hang around with negative folks, you're going to be a negative person. If you hang around with broke people, you're going to be broke, right? You should be hanging around with people that challenge you to bump and run head first in this next version of yourself, all right? So you might be saying, okay, or I don't have people like that. Okay, well, I showed you where to go find them at. Man, come on, listen to me. Go get you some books, all right? Get you some books. Make these your friends. Make these your acquaintances. Okay, study spending time at the clubs, spending time watching sports, spend time getting around some people who think on another level. No, you're not talking to them in real life. I understand that, we're not crazy here. But you are building relationships through their books with them. You're listening to their podcasts, is watching their videos. You understand what I'm saying? This is going to allow you to be able to expand your capacity and go to the next level. All right? And the last thing, set goals. Man, I was journaling. Let me read what I I'm reading The 24 Keys That Bring Complete Success by Paul J. Meyer. One of my mentors, one of my buddies, okay? I'm reading that. All right? And then the chapter that I was reading today, he was talking about goal setting. And I'm going to read something to you guys right quick. All right, my quote for today was, those who are successful in any field are the goal setters. They have a desire to achieve that is coupled with discipline. All right, that's by Larry Burkett, the financial author. All right, then here is something out the book. Goal setting is the most important aspect of all improvement and personal development plans. It is the key to fulfillment and achievement, confidence, determination, and innate personality traits. Goal setting is simply writing down your dreams, crystallizing your thinking, and then developing a plan with a deadline for its attainment. So this is how it works. If you don't have goals in your life, it's going to be very hard for you to achieve your potential and where you're trying to go. Living without a goal is like living without direction. So one of the things I started working on a couple of years ago, I started working on becoming better at writing goals and living by goals. Am I there yet? No, I have a lot of room for growth. As a matter of fact, this year I'm going to be really working on going to the next level in goal setting. But goal setting allows for you to create a plan and a destination, right? And then what you do is you marry that with your reading and your daily journal, and now you have this complete process of learning, taking action, and growing, right? So if you're not setting goals, you need to set goals. You need to set short-term goals, okay, which are anything up under a year. You need to set long-term goals, anything a year or greater, right? A long-term goal can be from a year to a lifetime, right? Your goals need to be measurable. They need to be put inside of a what's the word I'm looking for? They need to be constructed in a way that are empowering. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more detail in another video. I'm going to show you guys how to make smart goals, okay, how to make goals that are empowering. Actually, I'm in the process of finishing up a goal board that's in my office. If you look at my Facebook timeline or on my blog, you'll be able to see the one I'm talking about. But I went out and purchased this huge black board, and I'm taking a white Sharpie, I'm writing my goals down, and they sit right next to my desk. So that way I can turn around every day, I can read my goals out aloud, all right? They're right front center in my mind. Then I take my reading and my journaling, and I create a systematic way of knocking those goals off. And as I do that, I level up as a person, my family levels up, our finances level up, our relationships level up, our walk with God levels up. You follow what I'm saying? These are the keys, okay? These are the keys that you need to be able to make massive change in your life. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get off this video. Hope this helped you guys. Hope you got something from this. In later videos, I'm going to be getting more in depth in the different components of what I talked about. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about some things, man, that could radically change your life. Okay, again, it's your man, Orville J. Parker, a.k.a. Coach. Thanks for checking out this video. If you haven't had a chance to run over to my website, go over to thedailycoach.me. That's like a doorway to my hub. You'll be pointed off to my website, my YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff, all right? I'll catch you guys on the other side of success. Go out there and conquer and be great.